Good afternoon. Time to wrap up November the 3rd, first trading day in November's action. This morning on the E-mini, we came in wanting to buy the 5 to 7 area. That was buy one. Sell failure to take out basically the overnight session high. And second sell was 19 to 21. The first sell produced area right up in here, produced a nice trade, a nice winning trade right here. Our setup down here produced small winners with a plus trade right here. A mean green trade right here produced another nice winner. And then a retest failure up here at 18. You would have been short in the 1750 area. It produced a nice winner here. Second trade off that level you were short has produced a nice winner here. So we had a pretty good trading day, all things considered. The buy was a little hard to get to, but we saw resistance at 15 to 20. And early on we had support at the buck to 05, but we raised it to 5 to 10. And that's pretty much where the market was. So we usually get one side of it, the other side we have to adjust for which way the market has moved. So I had a good day trading, all things considered. Looking at the F1 tomorrow, the biggest piece of news tomorrow will be the national election. Most people are figuring that that will rally the market. There's a chance that spending will come under control and some of the policies and the rules and regulations will be held in check, but I wouldn't hold my breath. These guys do pretty much what they want, and the Republican Party hasn't proven very adept at stopping them, so I imagine it's going to be business as usual. So we do have a higher low and a higher high, and that favors the buyer tomorrow. So on the F1 screen, you come in as buyer. On the F2 screen, get a little bottom heavy right here. And we've got a B pattern. We did make another new contract high, so we got a conflict, and a conflict usually with a B pattern here that usually yields a trading range. So tomorrow we got trade deficit news looking at minus 40.2 billion. And factory orders minus 0.5%. The focus will be factory orders at minus 0.5, then on to the election. And they do have exit polling. They'll start talking about at noon, but that hasn't proven to be very accurate, and the various parties that are in control of the elections in the various cities, they use these post-election polls to help their compadres or their people in other states too. So it's hard to believe the exit polls, and quite often they're wrong. So it won't be till tomorrow night, probably 10 or 11 Eastern, before they have a good feel for what's going on. The Republicans supposedly will pick up a minimum of 4 seats to as many as 10, and most people are putting them in the 6 to 7 area. And if it was an opposition party, that would be enough to at least slow down the rules and regulations. So hope springs eternal if you want to see your taxes at least not go any higher, and the regulatory burden on your industry or company not go any higher. Looking at this screen, we're still in the same situation that we were yesterday. Last rotate up stopped at 17, so our first sell is in this 15 to 17 area. And our second sell is 19 to 21. On the buy side, well, I'm going to leave it at 5 to 7. And then 2000, even 2002. And that's it for the E-mini. Looking at the 10-year, this market is pointed lower. Lower high, lower low. So on the F1 screen here, we're sellers. Looking at the F2 screen, I have split information, but generally speaking, we're dealing with a B. And I mean, if you did an E split off the bottom, it looked pretty good. If you keep this split that we have it, it's leaning B. So this would tell us to look for a place to sell it. My guess is that we're probably looking at a trading range tomorrow. So selling failure to take out 12 to 16 will be trade 1. And then 19 to 23 will be sell 2. 1 to 5 is the buy zone. Would like to get that done as close as possible to 126 and our 25 to 29 for our second buy zone. Just a second. So we're going to leave it pretty much where we started this morning. Action sells a little bit lower. Looking at the 30-year, the knob spread actually strengthened a little bit today. So we have people playing the long end of the market once again. And pretty similar pattern. It's a B, looking like a sell. So the last rotate up stopped at 5, so we're going to have a sell failure to take out 4 to 8. And then our second sell will be 11 to 15. On the buy side, last rotate down in G period stopped at 21, K period stopped at 26, so 21, 25 will be buy 1. And then 13 to 17 will be buy 2. And I think we'll probably be looking at a trading range market tomorrow with a close probably somewhere between the 24 area and the buck. Looking at gold, gold is under a lot of pressure. It is being sold, no doubt. We do like the sell side of the market better. The resistance is at 70 right now. Last rotate up stop, so our 69 to 71. Pretty much where we had it after the first couple hours of trading. Then 74, 76 will be sell 2. 69, 71 will be sell 1. On the buy side, support is at 60 to 62. And then 55, 57. A lot of people, as far in a trading community, and especially the large institutions in the trading community have don't own gold outright. They're doing ETFs right now. If they do that at all, or they own the gold stocks. You got to get paid a little bit of money. It's hard to eat a gold bar. Okay, crude really got smacked once again. And you can just see, my guess is we're headed for 75 bucks. So 79.50 comes out, and I mean it's pretty much straight down to almost to 78. Big selling. I don't know exactly what's behind it, but the world is telling us that even if we lose the Iraqi oil, there's going to be plenty of crude oil out there. Another article was in the journals today talking about how since the summer, OPEC members in Russia have been fighting for market share, and they do that through discounting prices. The one large identified buyer of this cheaper crude oil has been the National Chinese Oil Company. They've picked up 30 cargoes taking advantage of this cheaper price. So, you know, you have to take that with a little grain of salt. So resistance is where it is, and it's very close. So a volatile market, but the first trade is in this 50 to 75 area. Then 79 and a quarter is sell 2. On the buy side, a little bit lower, 77.75. And then 25 to 50 for buy 2. Once this selling starts, I mean, it just triggers all sorts of, you know, margin calls, letters of credit, everything is in question as players get forced out of position if they're over leveraged. Now, the 79 area, given this volatility, we got to maybe have a, you know, that 78, 75 to 79. We got a shot at that, but the last rotate up in L period stopped just above 75, and that's where resistance is. So we are headed lower. And my guess is we're going to test that $75 price that everybody's been talking about. In the futures market, it's really interesting how fast it can move. They'll get a price like Goldman Sachs came out and said 125 for the euro, and I mean it didn't take long at all for the euro to get to 125. They were talking about, Saudi Arabia said 80 bucks for crude. It didn't take long to get to 80. Then the articles came out and saying 75s will break the tight shale oil and gas play in the United States, and here we are headed for 75 pretty quickly, I might add. So the futures are just, you know, futures are futures. It's expectations 6 months from now. And prices will get elevated or depressed pretty quickly on that expectation of where the market will be 6 months from now. Okay, we have 2 areas. We've got this 75, which is buy 1, and then we've got our 50 area down here, which is buy 2 plus or minus. On the sell side, it's 25 even, 25.10 for sell 1, and then our 25 to 35 for sell 2, putting us right in that area. I don't know what can change on the fundamentals for the euro that would bring it back quickly, but it can rally and has rallied in a very strong downtrend. So that's it for November the 3rd, 2014. I will see you bright and early in the AM, 6:45 Central.